Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rick's Blazin Takes. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. SimWorld, what's up? What it do? This is Rick Blaze coming to you live and direct. Another episode of Rick's Blazin Takes, and let's get right into it. Hey, we had some phenomenal games on yesterday. 4 games on tap on yesterday. We had Bad Boys versus Beasts of the East, Originators versus Rain and Trays, Southeast Select versus Showtime, and Yacht Club versus APAC. Let's get right into it. First of all, let me just say this. Over the last 8 games, I went 7-1. Yep. Now that's out the way. Bad Boys versus Beasts of the East was a really good game. All these games were really good games. Let me start with that. There was no games that was a yarn. There were no games that were a blowout, regardless of what the final score might have said. All these games were really tight, contested games. Shout out, kudos to Bad Boys, who came out and played very hard, who could have easily have won this game if some of the things didn't went a different way. They showed that this wasn't a fluke win, that they deserve, based on the way they were playing of late, to be here in this position, and they proved that. So shout out to them. I've been riding them difficult. I've been giving them a hard time all season long. So just like if I'm gonna call it out when you suck, I'm gonna call it out when you don't. I'm consistent that way. So shout out to Bad Boys, who I've been calling inconsistent all season long, and they have been. But when it came playoff time, they got in, they made some noise, and they damn near went to the semifinals on y'all boys. So I got to give Bad Boys some credit. But, of course, the winner was Beast of the East, who took care of business. JoJo, Mr. No Kearney, did his thing. Of course, the usual suspects for Beast of the East did their thing. Shout out to Beast. Shout out to Coach Drayton. I told you he's the most well-prepared coach in SimWorld, I feel. And he's going to have a big task in front of him against the Originators, who I'm about to talk about now. But I think this is going to be a classic game. Originators and Rain and Trays. Another good game. Jafet Towns is all world. We talked about him probably being top 5 next season. I'm thinking he's like top 3. I mean, how could you? Yeah, you got to say something about somebody who puts it on the court during the playoffs when it counts the most, right? We'll get into that a little bit later on. But he needed that additional score. To me, it was always Nick Beal or Jason Crosser. In last game, they had both Nick Beal and Jason Crosser went over 10 points. This game, not so much. He needed that additional score to help him out. He didn't get that additional score. Kevon Jackson, is up and down. And Originators took care of business. Total team effort, total team game. And once they get rolling on you, they're one of those teams that's hard to come back from because their defense is really good. So once they get the lead, they really clamp down. It's difficult to come back from. So now we got Beast of the East versus Originators for the Legacy Conference. In the Legend Conference, Southwest Select playing against Showtime, number 1 versus number 4. Another really good game, a defensive game, right? It got kind of blown out towards the end, but it was a really, really close game for about almost 4 total quarters, like 3 quarters and 3 3/4 quarters. Like the last 2 minutes of the 4th quarter, it kind of got crazy. But other than that, it was pretty close. I said on the post up that the first team to 50 was going to win this thing. Southeast State was the first team to 50. It was a good game plan by Showtime. They shut down Trey Turner for the most part. They just couldn't get their shooters to shoot. Your shooters got to be able to shoot in playoffs. Possessions, like I said, with these two teams, possessions is key. You got to be able to shoot the ball at least a little bit. You can't be shooting whatever percentage they shot. I think they shot like 33% from the field. That's not going to cut it in the playoffs. And they did a good job of holding Southeast Select, but you got to be able to score offensively, and they weren't able to do that. Southeast Select gets the dub for that, and they move on. Yacht Club versus APAC. I predicted what was going to happen. The two contrasting styles, but Yacht Club played good. Sometimes there are times where a team plays really well, but the other team is just playing even better. And this is one of those games. Yacht Club played good. Nothing to hold their head on. I don't even have much to even knock Yacht Club about, to be honest with you. APAC just played a whole lot better, and they were just hitting their shots. They're one of those teams, if they get it rolling from a shooting perspective, they're very difficult to stop. Plus, their bigs are stepping up and playing meaningful minutes now. APAC is a very, very dangerous team at the number 7 seed. So, we have Beast of the East versus the Originators on the Legend Conference and then on Legacy Conference, and we have Southeast Select versus APAC and the Legend Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Final Four for the race to 1. Put in the three. Am I gonna give a prediction? Nah. I said I was gonna go with my final prediction, and I was gonna keep it right there. If I was either gonna win or I was gonna lose. Good luck to all 4 teams. Put in the comments the Final Four. Put it. Who do you think is gonna take it all? Who do you think is going to take it all? Revise your bracket because I know it's already busted. See y'all tomorrow.